Okay, everyone. I think I am now live. I hope so. Shot in the dark, Can't really be too sure about these things. Let me just fix my chat and I'm gonna play some music. See how this goes. I always forget to do this. Quick note though, my son is still awake, so I might, there might be some really loud noise coming up from the background sometimes. I apologize in advance, but I do my best. Anyways, let's get this started, eh? Let's get the show started. Um, All right, so I'm gonna be working on some commissions. This is a character, right? Basically, I just need to do some hatching lines and some halftones with this, and I also need to draw this one and also this one. I really like how I did what I did with the background, but I'm not quite happy with it yet. I'll render this later, okay? But we got a lot of work to do. Karen Sales, hello, hello, welcome to the stream, man. Just starting out my day. So there won't be much manga stuff today because I'm working on a lot of commissions. However, I'll update you guys on what's going on with the manga I'm currently working with later. Okay. Oh, I might just say that now. I'm actually almost done with the first Chapter. I'm like a little bit halfway there. About 15 pages to go, I think, which should roughly translate to 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks worth of work, because I gotta account for revisions and edits and stuff like that, right? So in 3 weeks, maybe I'll upload it somewhere. I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't really thought of it where I should upload my story. I believe Soatia has their own platform for that. I don't want to upload it on a web comic platform, because I don't know. I've heard some stories. Half piece, hey man. Saturday. Is it Saturday now? I think it is Saturday. Otherwise, I'm not supposed to be streaming. Yeah, it is Saturday. The thing is that if we work on the hours that I work in, sometimes you just kind of lose track with the days. Because I kind of sleep abnormally. I don't really sleep normally. I mean, the hours that I sleep on is not normal. Is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just adding some hatching line. I've already worked on this character for a few hours today. I mean, I worked on this the entire week. I'm here. I'm here. Don't review without me. Hey, I'll review some work later on. Okay, I just need to finish this thing first, which is almost done, by the way. So we are gonna get straight into reviewing. Maybe after 30 minutes worth of work, and I just want to get as much people here as I can first before I start. Yeah. Last week I think I promised to do some a portfolio review as well. I totally forgot to make the channel for that. I'll do that next week anyway, or maybe I'll do that later, and we can, if there's enough submissions, we'll review it tomorrow. We'll review some tomorrow. But yeah, I totally forgot to do portfolio review. I'm so busy this week. So many commissions. Okay. I believe this is just about done. We could always add more to it, you know. Well, I think I'm about happy with it. I don't really draw too many bad characters, but this is new to me. I'm not well today. What happened, man? Actually, I'm not. I'm sort of kind of not well today too, but I'm well enough to do the stream. Are you okay? I wish I had people lined up for commissions. Well, the secret is you gotta build up a little bit of portfolio, a good portfolio, yeah, and you gotta be able to talk to people, do one job really, really well, right? And then that should cascade into more work. Oh, there's more to it, but basically that's the way I did it. Um, got some gout flare out today. Gout flare. That sounds bad, man. Did you go to the doctor for that? Hopefully you did. Get it checked up by a pro. What platform is your main profile? I don't really keep my portfolio in a platform. So what I do is just I just send it on a email or on an attached bid on Upwork. I mainly get my clients on Upwork. It's no secret. But sometimes I also contact clients via Instagram or other social media platforms like LinkedIn, and I send emails. So um, with those, I just put it on a on a file or a zip, whatever. I don't want to make it complicated by having them to go to websites and shit. I'm old school, you know. Elias, what's up, man? So you did go to the doctor? Good, 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 good. Hopefully it's nothing serious. All right, this is almost finished, I think. Oh yeah, the hat part. These are supposed to be puffy pretzels. It's kind of undefined right now, and I can't be bothered cleaning it up. So I'm just gonna render it so it looks decent. Jack Spy, hey man, welcome to the stream, buddy. I'm actually kind of racing to finish this commission because I want to do some of my manga stuff, you know. When I wish I people would commission me. I done doing art trade. That's a doing art trades. That's a good start actually. I used to do art trades, and if you just do a good job on your art trade, you can actually use that as your portfolio. The thing is that a portfolio is your main thing when you want to get commissions, right? And also maybe a little bit of social media presence helps too. I don't have a big social media following, but I am a very obnoxious artist when it comes to messaging my clientels. So I have a specific person in mind when I email people, and that those are authors, novelists who wants to turn their novels into manga form or webcomic, right? So you gotta have that a little bit of know-how, business know-how, I suppose. And don't just message random people, right? Just message the people that you want to work with. I wish the one who drew the thing on Discord You were the one. Which thing? There's a lot of which thing? I haven't been paying attention to the Discord since yesterday. My internet got cut off, and I've seen the submissions. I don't normally reply on submissions because for the stream submissions because I want to save my opinion on the stream. Okay, okay, draw a smiling face and erase the smiling face because why not? Hey, hey, there you go. For your eyes only, hey. But was it a smiling face? If nobody saw it, for Schrodinger's smiling face. The monster thing looks a lot like of shading. The monster thing. I did you submit it on stream reviews? Because otherwise I won't be able to see it on stream today. I mean the three monsters with the guy in the middle. Soul, Soul C. Well, I'll get to that later. Yeah, there's a lot of people I saw in some Discord channels that are looking for artists, but most are either free collab or reshare. What are your thoughts on rev share? I'm not quite sure what rev share is, but yeah, if you go to art Discord, I don't think there's gonna be much clients there because I tried doing that. But try to go to Discord servers where authors hang out. Right, you got to go where your clients are, and artists aren't your client really. Hey Gio, how are you? You have a great style. Could you recommend a good book or tutorial on drawing female bodies? It could be simple and basic. You know, my number one revenue share. Oh, okay. My going back to the tip, I um my number one tip is to actually learn realism first. I know it's a very cliche and it's probably a very boring answer, but if you can draw a female body like a real one, then you can pretty much draw any style, right? Give me a sec. I'll show you what I mean by that. Give me one moment. All right, sorry. I have a few books here that I could recommend. Is which is this thing. I have extensively. Well, this particular one, I haven't really um gone through that much yet. Actually, let me switch the camera. Control one. So this one, I haven't particularly gone through too much yet, but if you can draw a real person's body, you can pretty much draw anything, an anime female body and stuff like that, right? So that's how I learned how to draw a person, male and female. And this one is more of like a guide. You know, this is in Japanese, and I can barely read Japanese, right? But it's basically just a style guide for how to draw poses, and it explains it a little bit in some of these pages and how why the logic is the logic of the pose, how it works, right? So I would recommend you go to your local store and buy something similar to a real guide to anatomy, to an artist guide to anatomy, because there are two anatomy books, right? One for medical and one for art. So I would recommend you get one for art because a medical anatomy book doesn't really help you that much when in terms of drawing, right? Because it just teaches you. Well, maybe it can, but I wouldn't recommend it anyway. And also poses, practice poses, practice gesture drawings under resources. I think I posted a guy there who does gesture drawings really well. I would recommend those resources too. But draw from real life, okay? Draw from real life. You can do that. You can do anything. Uh, to the most hardest part to me is when I'm making some fun comics in posing your characters. Yeah, well, posing characters in comics, it can be a little bit. You gotta be careful because sometimes it can get repetitive. Um, or in manga for that matter, because especially when you're doing dialogue parts, you gotta think of like different angles and what they're saying, right? Thanks, you go. Hey, help that helps, man. This gout is sinister disease. My baby brother is studying Japanese in uni. Oh, dude, I hope you get well soon, man. But I am also studying Japanese. I got a few books there that I'm working on studying Japanese. Use medical if you wanna do horror comedy. Yeah, I remember I used to have a medical anatomy book when I was a kid, and I could never stomach opening that thing. There's so many disgusting stuff in it, like diseases and what they look like once they mature. It's not good, man. It's not good. And I realized that medical book, although if your intention is to learn, I think you can learn from them when it comes to drawing. Um, the reason why I wouldn't recommend it is because there is another resource, right? An anatomy for artists specifically. So why would you go with a medical one if there's a specifically one for an artist? My mom always calls me crazy because I always laugh on my mistakes on my manga. Hey, no, it's okay, man. I do that too. And I've gone to a point where I'm okay with making mistakes. Um, some mistakes I'm okay with. Okay, I am trying to get rid of my perfectionist brain. Oops. So I'm just doing some hatching lines right now because this client for this concept art wants the concept art to be drawn in a way that it represents how we're gonna draw it on a page, like a manga page. So no colors, just black and white, and later we're gonna add some half tones or screen tones. What is your thought on the process where, when looking at a script, on how you would panel things out? Also, what camera shot angle to use for best impact? I have a video for that, I think. But for scripting, so if a client's give me a script, usually the script is already broken down for me. But there are sometimes, occasionally, I like my current client right now, my new one. He has a script that reads like a novel, and it's those things are really difficult to break down into manga panels because they're not very descriptive. Well, there's descriptive in a way that it makes sense on a novel, but in a way that they are not. It's not descriptive that I can tell what the character looks like. Right? I'm just making things up in my head. For example, if there's like, oh, this person appears, I need to ask my clients, so what does this person look like? I'll actually show you what I mean because I did recently broke down a um a page here. Wait, give me a sec, okay? Where's my transcript? Oh no, did I lose my transcript? No, 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 no. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, here it is. Um, so this is okay. Here, I'll do this in real time. The bottom part here, I haven't broken it down yet. Okay, this part here. Can you guys see this? Right? You should be able to see this. I'll get rid of my camera. Okay, so this part is what my client sent me, and Well, I've already broken down these parts, right? And yes, I'm just using Notepad. I don't want to be fancy about it. So how I would break this down is by sequence. So in the beginning, there was Beholy, whatever, Beholil. See, those are the things that I'm talking about that I don't. I need more information from the client and who the hell is Beholy, Beholil. The one on the highest, just in by an on guard. Okay, so I would put that as panel one, page one, panel one. Okay, and to answer your second part of that question is how do I break this down? What camera angle um, do I use for this sequence? For example, let's say panel one, it is actually describing a a being, right? A being, be Holil, the one who sits in the highest, chosen by righteous Queen Angard. So what I would do is, let's say, and this is how I storyboard too. Wide shot of be Holil, boy Holil, um, in the distance, mid shot. So he's not too far away. He's in the middle ground, so mid shot, and then in the foreground is Agnard, whatever that kingdom is, the Queen of Agnard, right? So or Agnard. Oh, the Agnard is a person. Okay, I might not put Agnard there, and or what we can do is we'll wide shot still Agnard in the background, crowning the whole little. There you go. So I'm imagining this as a big panel that takes up maybe half or one third of the page. Okay, and then let's continue. They both sat on the twin immortal diamond thrones in their magic domain. So I could do this panel two, and let's do. Can you guys see this by the way, or is the thing too small? Let me zoom in. Sorry. All right, here let's zoom in a bit more. I think that was too small, right? So panel two, maybe I'll do an overlapping. Two chairs, uh, placed side by side. Agnar, Queen, Agnar, and Bihaulil sitting together. And that's my panel two. So overlapping panel is where the characters overlap with the panel. I think you've seen those, right? So that's my panel two. And let's what's Snowstorm Palace? Magical land of the Snowstorm Palace that's still sits in this day, towering over ruins of the. Okay, we can actually continue this, and this entire thing could be panel two, for example. So overlapping panel where the two of them sitting side by side, and below them is the Snowstorm Palace. So maybe I'm imagining a big palace. So this is gonna be a mural type page, very like less panels and more like an artistic kind of a mural. If that makes sense, I'll show you an example later of what I mean by a mural page. Okay, I have a bunch of those. Um, and so this could be my entire panel too. This is only a 2-panel page. Let's see if I missed something. Yeah, I think we can do this. The dialogue here is strong enough to carry the scene, right? So that's an example how we do. Let's do one more. So, but both were terrible dragons of ice and fire that took flight from dawn until dusk to seize loyal vessels and carry. Okay, here this is gonna be page two, panel one. Let's do another wide shot. But this one, let's just do a 1/3 of the page wide shot. It's not like a big wide shot. Okay. And like two dragons, right? Two dragons terrorizing the town. So how I would shot that is low camera angle of a village, a man, a view from behind of a from view from the back of a man looking up at two dragons. Okay, so I got this just from writing that. I got like a really vivid idea on what the panel will look like. Of course, that's not final. I could always come up with something better later. Okay, next one. This would never last. The dragons just was too great. Worse is spread from the subject killed each other and frenzy most perverse and statistic. So this could be panel one, panel two, and yeah. So panel two, let's say dragons killing each other out of lust. I don't know. It says that they kill each other, right? Them to the subject and then panel three, frenzy subjects who would kill each other. This would be panel three. Panel three. Subjects. Let's say people killing each other. Backgrounds are dragon at war. Something like that, right? So hopefully that answers your question. That's how I normally break down a script that's given to me that reads like a novel. But for the most part, most of my clients actually already sends me a script that are already broken down, right? I actually like scripts that I prefer scripts like this because I have free reign on the art part, right? And how many panels I'm gonna make a single page, for example. Because sometimes clients don't really know what makes a good page, and sometimes they write descriptions that are impossible. You know, like panel one, there's like 50 things happening, if that makes sense. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but there's like 10 things happening in a single panel. Or sometimes they overwrite and there's like 10 panels in a single page, which I always push back because that doesn't really make a good page, right? And so sometimes clients don't know how to write a manga page, for example. So I like scripts like this where I have free reign on how to break it down, and I get a little bit less friction from my client because of that. Oh, I missed a lot of chat. Yeah, hopefully that helps. My friend said my art style is similar to Hirohiko Araki. You know what? Yeah, I sort of kind of see it. Yeah, I think I've said that too before. I'm familiar with your art style. Some people told me when artist knows anatomy, they're very talented. Yeah, I guess so because I know a little bit of anatomy, but I wouldn't call myself a master of anatomy. Same, I had a lot of characters on my head that it was nine characters on my head. Hey, that's a lot of characters. I got a video coming up for about writing a character too. Anatomy is my weakness. They say I'm good at backgrounds. Well, when did we get into tutorial video? Well, somebody asked, right? Zapstream. So I was just trying to demonstrate that because sometimes I have a hard time explaining it. I would rather just demonstrate it. Um, but I hope that demonstration was helpful, and that's why I kind of get away from not storyboarding. I've gotten some pushback as to why I don't storyboard my manga. It's because I already do the storyboarding in my head when I'm reading the script, right? Oh, I believe that question has a second part to it as how what camera angle you want to use. I had a lot of questions about the animation on the internet, not all of them. A lot of questions about all the animation. I'm not really familiar with animation though. It's not my thing. I only do 2D art. Okay, I'm very lame like that. But yeah, if if you want to ask it, you know, I'll do my best to answer. But I'm gonna be honest with you. If I don't know, I'm just gonna recommend you to somebody else. For the camera angle, low camera angles for um if you want your character to look a little bit more big. So I would use that um when I'm trying to introduce a big character, not big in a sense that it's size, right? But his aura, for example, his presence is big, something like that, or a monster. If you want to show scale, I usually do low camera angle. Um, a high camera angle where you can see the ground. Use that when you're trying to depict something on the ground where there's something important, or a close up. So you can combine these things, right? You can do a close up of the face and then high camera angle. I do that if I want to um, portray dread or fear or a really strong negative expression. That's just me though. What do you think of the amazing digital circus animation? Digital, I don't even know what that is, man. I'm so sorry. I gotta look at that though, so I can give you my opinion. What's digital circus animation? Oh, I've seen. Okay. Um, I don't really know what to think about it. I believe this is an old anime, right? I haven't seen it. Yes. Sorry, give me a sec, guys. I'll go. Sige, umalis na kayo. Nandito tumatambay pa kayo dito. Sorry, guys. My son is here. One moment. Sorry. I just got distracted. Digital Circus. I believe it's an old anime, right? I'm familiar with what it looks like. I just don't remember what it was called. Let's actually watch that. Yeah, you want to watch that? Is there a trailer for it? No. Yeah, well. Yeah, I believe this is an old anime. I'm not familiar with it. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, man. When I was a kid back in the 90s, I didn't watch. This thing wasn't airing yet, so I kind of missed out on it. Well, it wasn't airing in my country. Is what I'm trying to say. It was all about Slam Dunk, Dragon Ball, Ghost Fighter, Yu Yu Hakusho, Flame of Recca, Hunter x Hunter. All the more popular ones that was airing in my country. Did you ever try pixel art? I actually have tried pixel art, and it's actually harder than it looks. I tried pixel art when I was trying to make NFT for a client. And yes, I did NFT back in the day. Just the art part. I didn't really trade or do anything with the with that, that whole thing. I don't know what you call it. But I did some NFT art for clients, and you know what? They actually pay really, really well. Like NFT guys that are looking for art, they they pay really well. I understand that. I'm Filipino too. Hey, kabayan. Do you often use screen tones big to display emotions like shock, fear, joy? Do you use them? I actually just use screen tones to separate some of the colors. For emotions, I use just hatching lines for that. I think it's more powerful. Speaking of screen tones, I think this character is just about ready to go some screen tones. You know what? I'm gonna opt out on doing screen tones with this, and let's just do gray tones, yeah? Because this is concept art anyway. Whoops. That's what's going on. Let's find the G. All right, so do some gray here. I don't think you repeated the question. Did you repeat that question? I don't remember. It's okay, man. So what I'm doing here is just adding some grays to separate the parts, right? On a manga page, I would be using screen tones, but it takes a while for screen tones if, to do this, right? I'm just trying to speed things up because I really want to get into my own stuff, my own manga. So I try to finish everything that I can. I'm really excited because, like I said earlier, I'm almost finished with the first chapter. Just 2 or 3 more weeks, everybody will be able to read my story. Jewelry, okay. We'll show you some pixel art made by my twin brother. You have a twin? That's so cool, man. Yeah, send it over if you want. I can review it, but send it over, man. I love seeing other people's art. You know what I mean? Okay. Now let's do something cool like this. All right. See what I mean by separating the colors by gray? It's gonna look even way better once I add the third gray, which is a darker gray. Yeah, this is almost done. Um, I'm about ready to review some of you guys' work. Let me just do this hat thing. Huh, I kind of actually like it white. I'll add some color to it. I wanna make these white instead. There you go. For the hair, we'll darken it just a tad bit. There you go, more separation. And she should be done. I like it, right? We'll do the hair later. But like I promised, I am going to review some of your work now. Let me just prepare my Discord and see where I last left off. This is so unorganized. We got a fair amount of submissions, by the way. I might actually start to just pick and choose which one I want to review, right? Because this is sometimes getting out of hand. Oh, no, the thing is not loading. Wait, hold on. Why aren't you loading? I think I need to restart my Discord. Oh no, it's good now. Okay. There's a few. Oops. Hmm. One sec, guys. One sec. All right, I'm gonna review Soul XI, Soul 9. Is that how you pronounce it? Because he has a really cool page here. Give me a sec. I'm gonna show you guys in a bit. It's just I don't know what it is. It's a bit slow at loading, but this is the thing here, right? So I can't really say much about this because first of all, it's not finished yet. I would love to see this finish, but I love the concept here where he has a mid ground and a foreground. Sorry, a foreground, a mid ground, and a background, right? And I think there's the focal point here is the girl in the foreground as well as the dragon. But there are some really nice detail here about like the tables in the far distance. I love that detail, right? Like again, I would love to see this finished. And it seems like you got a lot of work to do here. This looks like this reminds me of that one place in Cyberpunk 2077 where um the parade, the Arasaka parade happens, and there's like levels of elevations, and in the in the city platforms where you can go into one level, or that one city in China, right, Chongqing, because this place over here looks like a short drop, while there's a platform here where the restaurants is, and then over here it's another level, right? So this kind of reminds me of that. Um, but again, I would love to see this finished. I would love to see the finished version of this thing. They made this pixel art for during the glory days of mini Miiverse. I'll review it. I've seen it. I'll review it a little bit later. But again, going back to this, all I want to do is just finish this thing, right? I kind of want to do something like this too, if I have time. Maybe I'll make some time with it and on one of my manga panels. Okay, so next one is this guy. This is still his. I'm quite sure if this is a joke or I'm not even sure if he did this, but it's pretty good, pretty cool, right? A pretty cool face drawing. I will, yeah. Well, it's a pretty it's a caricature, right? And but I love the drawing of the nose, the lips. They're pretty on point. I don't have much to say about this, but this thing is really amazing, man. Really with creations. What's up, man? Just made it to the stream. Next guy. I don't again. I want to critique this, but it's really difficult to critique a sketch. That's why I want to say that I want to see it finish. Um, this guy really wanted to draw Deku. I mean, I don't know if you drew this, but if you did, Really good job. That the face is really funny. I'm not sure if you drew. I'm not sure if you drew this as well. But again, big fan of Decker, right? It's pretty unclear, but yeah. Again, I'm not sure if you drew this too. This looks like Jujutsu Kaisen stuff. I'm pretty sure you didn't draw this. Hmm. I may need to impose a rule for the channel that you should just only submit art that is your own. Yeah. So this one, I'm pretty sure this one's yours because I've seen this drawing before, and this one I can actually critique. Yeah. First of all, the pros. I love the art style, the artwork here. It looks like you put a lot of love and effort to the especially to the background. I don't know how you did this, but it looks like you went through like the actual process of actually just drawing a building there, which looks absolutely great, by the way. Um, I know these stuff takes a lot of time, but again, I would like love to know your process. If this was a composite image, just turned to black and white, I would love to know that too. The facial expression is pretty good. The half tones here could be better, but it's good enough. This girl doesn't have any face. Dialogue is too small, man. But maybe that's just this is Discord, right? I'm not quite sure. Okay, so here's my first critique. I don't quite know what's going on here in this area. I don't know what's going on here in this area. It's pretty unclear. So maybe that's something you need to work with is the flow and the clarity of your pages. Remember, the most important part is the clarity, right? The readability, the legibility of the page, more so than the artwork of the page. So it's a lot better if you can do shitty art, but it's clear. Then you can do really great art, but it's unclear, right? Because I have no idea what's going on here. It looks like a feet, but what is this, right? What is this thing? That looks like a city. Is this a composite image? We just turned, the saturation off and made a picture of a city black and white. If it is, I would like to know. But there is absolutely no problem, no shame, and no problem with that at all. The city man is insane. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's insane. Yeah. So that's my first critique. Is the legibility here. The second critique is the paneling, which I guess goes to my first critique, right? The paneling could be better. I know this is a double page spread, so I'm kind of imagining a line here in the middle. So what you want to avoid is a panel that's touching that line. So let me just copy this thing, and let's go to my Photoshop. Let's turn off this character, right? So, for example, for a double page spread, you need to be careful about this line here. I forgot what it's called. There's a Japanese name for it. This line here, okay? Because that's where the fold is going to be. So there's like a margin here, an imaginary margin that you need to be take note of. That all of that artwork is going to be either unclear or unreadable. And I think this panel here is moving too close, move too close to that line there. So what I would do is just move this a little bit here, maybe just about that much. Center it a little bit, and again, I would just make this thing clear. I no clue what's going on. But for the most part, this is a 8 out of 10 page, man. It's pretty good. Insane city drawing here. Really good facial expression, and the artwork is pretty clean. If I was a hiring person, if I was an author trying to hire you as a artist, this quality is already hireable. Is it called the Goddard? Yeah, I think it's the Goddard. There's a more specific term for it. I don't remember. Um, but yeah, you need to avoid that. And side note too, I know you didn't make this mistake, but just for everybody, you also need to be careful about the gutter on in these areas because it's gonna get cut out if you're not careful, right? So that's one of the things that I learned the hard way because I had to redraw and had to resave a lot of pages from some of my older clients because I didn't know about this back in the day. So I learned this thing in the hard way, right? So and also the flow of the panel is pretty good. Some of the drawings are unclear, right? The bleed line, yeah, something like that, right? Now I'll make I'll have to review. And you know what? I actually did a review because I made a paneling anatomy video for my YouTube channel. I just forgot the terminology. It's escaping me right now. But man, this is probably the best work I've seen from you, and I love to see more. Now let's go to the pixel art that you mentioned. Ooh, this is really cool, man. Did you say your twin brother said did this? Because this is really look at this. Look how stylized this is. Like the way you did the lighting here. Maybe I will just. You know what? No, I'm not complaining. This is pretty good already. Yeah. Ooh, solid snake. Jojo. Pretty cool stuff. Is this Phantom Pain when they arrive in the helicopter? Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. I'm not really familiar with pixel art. I just did one for an NFT, but not even in this level of quality. Um, but look at the detail on it on what's his name? Snake's face. Is it Snake? Yeah, detail on the thing is pretty cool. You just keep it up. I want to see more. This one's probably my favorite because it's so simple, but it conveys a lot of information, like the light here as well as the rim lighting and this character. This one's my favorite, definitely. I like simple things like this. This one I'm pretty sure you didn't do this one. I think I've seen this in a manga page. But if you did, just let me know. I'll have to re-review it another time. I'm not sure if you're in chat though. Um, yeah. So just post the artwork that you want to me to review on the channel, guys. I don't want to review artwork from somebody else. If you just keep posting there. There's another one. There's a new one. Let's review this one. The last one. Internet is kind of slow. Sorry about this. This is quite embarrassing. The guy is talented. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The guy's very cool drawing. His idolized Yoji Shinkawa. Oh, this is pretty cool. Like a cyberpunk character. Kind of reminds me of Mikasa actually. And hey, you did the thing with the goggles here. I remember this character. Yeah. Okay, this is a much better post than the last time I saw this character, right? Now those are memes. But he could have made the memes, right? It's not like dude. Okay, so here's my pros here. Not so many cons. But my pros is again you did really well. This is a much better lighting scenario with the HUD goggles here. Okay. Textures really good, but really what stands out to me is the lighting here, dude. So good. How good is this lighting, right? See this light here coming out from this bike. I don't know what light source that is, but there is a light there. Oh, is that supposed to be a screen? I think you can use the same technique, just the same technique that you use with the HUD here with the screen, and get a better result because that's kind of doesn't look like a screen at a glance, right? I had to really look at it. But going back to the pros, the green bounce light here is really good. I would even extend that to well, let me just copy this here. I would even extend this green to let's say let's do an overlay, just something really quickly. And since this looks like a metal thing, and I'm gonna extend that here just a little bit, right? See? And maybe rim lighting with because see these things here, this separation is supposed to be a fold, right? It's gonna cast its own independent lighting than this part here too. So I would do something like that. And something like this, right? Something very faint as as it goes away, goes further, it gets fainter, but it's still there, right? Still a little bit visible, something like that. And that metal is really reflective, so it's still gonna cast a lot of that green, just a little bit. But again, fainting towards where it no, it's further away. Even here in the roots, the lace, just a tad bit. You don't have to go all the way. Rim lighting here too, right? Here a little bit stronger since that's still pretty close to the source. Room lighting here, and maybe just some light there, something like this, right? I don't know what material that is. It looks like clothing, so it's not gonna be that reflective. But yeah, here, this looks like metal, so it's gonna be very reflective of that green. Maybe rim lighting here because it's coming from this way, right? This direction. So again, it's it as it goes further, it's gonna be faint, but still visible. So I would just do this, right? Just erase it with a 30% brush and just have it really give it a really faint look. Even this thing, right? No, actually, no, that's fine. It's already facing that way. But again, just really faint. This thing is still facing this direction. This direction. This thing is facing that. So as this thing. It's gonna seep in those green lights. But again, really faint because it's now further away. So small things like that will go a long way, right? See? Just small things. And same with the thing. Same with the orange here. This really strong orange. And it's going to be casting a little bit of rim. Well, maybe this is too strong. Maybe let's reduce that a little bit. It's going to cast that, especially with these metal parts. It's gonna cast a little bit of a, well, not cast. Sorry, it's going to hit a little light there. But maybe I'm making it too strong. This blue, right? It's gonna cast some blue somewhere around here. Maybe even in the hair, just very faintly. See, these are the things you need to keep in mind. She has blue eyes, so maybe there's like a little bit of blue, and under her eyes. See, this thing is casting some blue too. This light here. So I would extend that maybe just a little bit, just there. Right, not too much. Yeah, there you go. That's what I would do better here. And you can do the same here, right? You're already in the right track, man. You're already thinking about these things, right? These are the things that really elevate your paintings when you're thinking about lighting this way, where light is actually just bouncing um, in and out with from objects, right? So it's gonna have some interplay. So I like to use overlay because it already does that job for me. So I don't have to guess what color I'm gonna give here. If that orange is gonna hit this black, uh, overlay is just gonna give me that color right away, right? So that's what I mean. But dude, really good, man. Transformers. My son loves Transformers. Sorry. Yeah. But dude, this is okay. So this is my favorite version of this character. I want to see more of this character, eh? Because I believe you've already sent this to me a few weeks ago. I don't remember, but I remember the character. Dude, really cool character. All right. Anyways, that's all for this week. I believe I didn't miss anybody. Hopefully, if I did, let me know in the chat. But okay. His pixel art are considered lost media until I found it recently in Miiverse. Archive site, Mever is close to into. Okay. 163 pieces of valuable pixel art. Dude, that's so good. I would love to see them though. Okay, I'm almost finished with this character, but I like to bounce around and do other stuff. And so let's just do this thing, hey? This is almost finished anyway. So my plan for today is just to finish rendering this a little bit. Thank you for the tips. Hey, no worries, man. Always my pleasure, eh? Just give me a sec, guys. My son wanted some snacks. Um, how did I do the hair? I'm gonna redo the hair here, and let's do a little bit of cell shade look first, and then once I'm happy with the cell shading, we're gonna do some blending. So it's gonna be half and half, cell shaded and blended render. So for this matter, light is like hitting her from this direction, right? From behind. Um, so this is gonna be a light heavy drawing or render. Okay. Later on, we're gonna blend it like this, and then add more stuff because that this lighting here should fade away the more it goes from here. But I'm just trying to shape where my lighting is for now. I'm not really worried about what it looks like, if it looks good or not. I'm doing that a little bit, but for the most part, the goal of the first render, the first pass of the render, is to figure out where everything is or where everything goes. So just a little bit here. So these will be my bounce light. And there's gonna be a bit of rim lighting there too. Something like this. A lot of this is already determined, but there's also a part of it that's a little bit random and requires some guesswork. It looks pretty shit at the moment, not gonna lie. But just trust in the process. It'll look good. It'll look good if you know how to make it look good. All right, it's shaping up to be good. Okay, then I'm gonna sleep. Sleep is best. Yeah, sleep is the best medicine. You to have a rest, man, and I hope you get well soon. You take care. Thanks for hanging out with me. Okay, that should make out what I have in mind for the hair. Later we're gonna improve on the shading by a lot. So just focus on cell shading this thing. You know what? I think I made a mistake by adding some gradient. Let's just shade this entire drawing again like that. Hmm. Where's my music? Okay, that should be good. From for the back, just a little bit of shadow, not too much. Her clothing is so simple. It's so easy to render this thing. I love characters like this. It doesn't take them. It doesn't take much to draw. Okay, so that should be the shape of my lighting, right? I'll do the dog later, but I want to focus on this gal first. Let's add some variations by adding some gradient here, like this. Actually, let's do it again. Let's start with the hair, and then the clothing, and we can take that further by doing something like this. Okay. And time and care put into this. Eh, it's a pretty simple pose. Pretty simple character. Not, she's not really overly complicated, so it's very easy for me to render her at the moment. But she's just wearing this hoodie, right? And this hoodie isn't really extremely detailed, so it's easy to render these stuff. I love drawing characters like this because you don't have to render them too much. Rendering for me is actually the most boring part of the it's boring, but it's kind of rewarding too. And what I mean by that is because it's like the finish, like the ending part of the process, right? And it's the part where I have the most urge to rush. And at the moment, it's like a battle for me in my head right now. Like, don't rush it, you know. Okay, I think I need to delete the skin texture there. Okay, I like this. Let's get into the second part of the shadow. This is like the adding in the really thick ones, right? The really thick shading. Something like this. And this is what I call the inner shadows. The shadow the where the objects overlap and are close to each other. They tend to cast a stronger, much more darker shadow like this. And it helps with the separation, you know. Scooby-Doo dog. I tried to design a dog. I tried to design a dog that looks a little bit different. But now that you, well, not entirely different, but I wanted to give him a element that's kind of alien. So I kind of made this strange looking collar there, but it still looks like a Labrador. Really, I just copied a Labrador. That was just like it's not a really impressive drawing. Not yet. Okay. Comic bookworm. Hey, good afternoon. Good evening, man. What's up? Oh, I have. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about your thumbnail, by the way. I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I have free time. Right now, I'm just doing some commissioned work. This is a book cover for another manga that I'm making. I would like one day to visit the Toei Animation Studio someday. Do you have one in your area? If you have one, just do it, man. Morning here. Yes, because you're on the other side of the country, of the planet. Oh, right. There's one in the Philippines. Dude, I didn't even know where's that located. Eastwood City, dude. I don't live near Eastwood, but that's like a 30-minute bus ride, I think, or I could just grab Uber, grab whatever to the location. But I don't think it's a attraction, right? It's like a studio. All right, cool, cool, cool. I didn't even know they had one here. My crown, give it back. Give my first crown. People fighting over a crown. Dude, I need new glasses, hey. Um it's kind of harder to see darker colors for me right now. What's going on here? More thanks. For more things I'm playing, I'm not I wanted back some. That cloud needs a bit more help. I just realized. Okay, I'm quite happy with this. Oh, the skin, right? I need to render the skin too. The if you notice, I'm actually rotating and jumping, zooming in and out all the time. And this style of drawing is a bit more traditional. You know, when I was used to draw paper, I would always rotate the paper around to determine my drawing style. Because I can draw a line, for example, like this really well. But if I or the other way around, but if it's this direction, it's kind of difficult, right? You see, it's not as straight as if I draw it here. Drawing like this, it's I can draw really straight. But the other way around, it's really hard for me. So what I do is rotate that instead, and then you know draw that way. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is because it doesn't really make for a good um, speed paint video or a video that I can upload. You know, one of those art speed paint things because the camera just jumps around. I rotate the page a lot. Looks good.
Dans le silence, un souffle s'élève, comme un secret que la nuit enlève. Chaque mot d'or au fond de l'air, et mon cœur respire à l'envers. Les heures glissent sur ma peau nue, le vent murmure ce que j'ai su. Un écho lent caresse le temps, tout se dissout.
I'm not quite happy with how I'm rendering this thing.
Souffle du silence, lumière
All right, we'll pause a little bit here. Um, and we'll jump to another painting. Ah, really, what I'm doing today is making my job easier for tomorrow. So when I stream tomorrow, I can at least show off more of my manga. Because really, that's my main content here. More of this thing, right? Oh, by the way, I want to show you guys something really cool in a moment. I shall show you. I'll show it to you now. Give me a sec. So I went to my printing guy because I actually regularly print my work. Um, can I get my camera? Actually, the camera is fine. I don't want to touch it. So I went to my printing guy earlier and I bought some frames because I want to further decorate my background. Actually, it might be a good idea to lower my camera. Just give me a sec, guys. I'm gonna bother you with my camera. Okay. Hello. My ugly face. And that brighten up the room. Skadoosh. Actually, I think I need to adjust my saturation for my camera. Okay. So now you can see my ugly face. Put my glasses on. Let me just fix myself. So I did something really cool, okay? Wait, let me just adjust it a bit more. There you go. So do you see that empty space over there? As well as some really empty space behind my figurines? I bought I bought frames, right? And I finally was able to print my work into these frames over here. See? This is my original cover for my manga. And that should read Rain of the Lightning God. And I got one. Let me just put that back. I got my second one. This is my favorite artwork of mine. A bit darker. Okay, and my third one is also one of my favorites. It's a fan art though. And voila, this thing. I love this thing, man. These turned out really well. And it was very cheap to print them too. I mean, but the most expensive part was the frame. Cost me like 200 pesos or around $5 to print. And the frames was another 10 bucks, something like that. But I'm gonna be putting it on that wall, these walls here. So you're gonna see my background change a lot more. And of course, I'm gonna buy some setup for LEDs for them too. That's gonna be a lot harder to set up because I'm not really that tech savvy when it comes to uh LEDs. Nice work, yeah, man. It's so good. I did a few more prints. Um, these things here, right? But I don't like these anymore. These were my older paintings from 2 years ago. I mean, they still hold up, right? This painting here is kind of special to me because it was the very first time that I told myself that okay, I'm gonna sit down and draw something big, right? Something for myself. Before I painted this lady here, everything was for my client and everything was so rushed, and I wanted to see what I was capable of without that constraint, right? So I kind of special to me. It's my first painting from 4 years ago, I think, that I did for myself. Yeah. There's so much more I want to show you, but they're much older paintings that I'm. Some of them I used to be proud of, but now looking back at it, it's they're not that good anymore, man. Great paintings, Prince. Thanks, man. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to print them. I actually am drawing another artwork right now for my manga. It's gonna be the world map for the story, right? And I wanna print that too, and I kind of want to put it there eventually, like this big white space here. Um, See that this big white space there in my wall. I want to put it there, and a few more others right behind my figurines there. That it's gonna look so epic. I'm so excited. I just need to drill, because that's cement. It's really hard to put nails in them. I have to drill it. So it's already evening now. I don't want to disturb my neighbors. Maybe I'll live stream the entire thing. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to show that off really quickly, man. Because yeah, me personally, I'm excited. I'm excited to install them. Ooh, so bright. All right. That's enough of that. Let's get back to painting. I'm not done streaming yet. Whoops. Big ass brush. The worst part of that is that I actually don't own this house, and I've been thinking of moving next year, right? So I'm gonna have to uninstall all of the decorations I did for my stream background once that happens. And it's gonna be a hassle, man. I hate moving. I've been in this house for 4 or 5 years now, ever since my son was born. And I kind of know everybody here already, and in my neighborhood, and everybody knows me. It's a small neighborhood, right? Tight knit community. Part of me don't want to leave, but it's getting expensive here in the city. I'm getting priced out. Okay, and I also don't want to settle in the city. I've always been a country boy. I pay around $200. No, $300, close to $300 a month, which I know isn't that much in Western standards. Um, for this tiny 40 square meter house unit thing. It's like a unit with one bedroom. But in the province, I could get a full house, like 3 bedroom house with a porch and a backyard, like really, really nicely furnished, nicely built house for half that, right? $500, $100 for a really nice house in the province. I mean, how can you beat that, man? And plus, all my friends are moving there soon too. Jingo, do you like the cut and grad color for comics? Cut and grad. Hmm. I don't know what that is. What do you mean by cut and grad? I think that's a Clip Studio Paint method. I don't use Clip Studio though. Really, I just what I like to do is just paint digitally, but with the mindset of a traditional artist. So you'll see me have my paintbrushes here, right? very similar to um, traditional art. Instead of having my own dedicated color palette, I kind of just choose my palette on the spot and put that there on the side. The way of comics in USA are coloring in most of these is, oh yeah, okay, so I know what you mean. Uh I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion about it. I like it. First of all, I like Western comics. I actually read Western comics way before I started reading manga. Um, I read a lot of Marvel stuff as well as a lot of Superman stuff back in the day. Actually, the only Superman stuff that I read is All Star Superman. That's pretty much it. Okay, but I read mostly Marvel. What else did I read back in the day? I don't remember. All right, it's not coming back to me at this moment. But my opinion on colored comics is, I think it's good. I have certainly have had clients that wants to do something like that. So I have this really weird. So the art style comes off really weird. I draw anime and it's like colored in a comic book art style. Um, I'm not really used to it though. Oh, look at this lighting. It's kind of turning out really good. But yeah, my grandfather, as well as my uncle who raised me, by the way, he's kind of stood in as my father. I call him my father, my uncle. So whenever I tell you my father, I'm probably referring to my uncle. But both of them read a lot of comic books, and I remember my grandfather had a lot of what was his comic? I don't remember what comic book it was. Oh yeah, 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 it's Spawn. Okay, my grandfather had Spawn comic books. I'm not sure if Phantom of the I think Phantom of the Opera is a comic book because I saw a comic book in his house. I'm pretty sure it's a comic book, right? It turned into a movie. Oh yeah, it is a comic book. Okay, so yeah, he had some Phantom of the Opera books. What's that? Can you hear my son in the background? It's okay. And my my father, my uncle. I'm just gonna call him my uncle from now on because not to confuse you with my father, my actual real father. So my uncle also read a lot of Thor comics. He was a big fan of Thor and the Hulk. I don't remember his comic books anymore though, but those guys really got him into it. I think even my grandma in some way was like that because I grew up with my grandparents. So pretty much the people who raised me is my uncle, who I treated as my dad, and as well as my grandmother. So both of them, we lived in this moderately sized house, and yeah, it was my childhood, man. They were my childhood. My grandmother stood in as my mother, and I used to call her my mother. Because my backstory is that my actual biological father, he died when I was really really young from a complication of his throat, and because he attempted suicide and he drank acid, like actual toilet but toilet bowl acid, right? And that kind of ruined his throat. He didn't die from it, but he died from the operation that was supposed to fix him, which at the time had a high probability of failing and also causing his death. So really, he wasn't there to take care of me, and my mother wasn't there too. He kind of went away. Well, it was a falling out between my grandmother and my mother, and he kind of just left me. But that's okay. I'm really good friends with my mom now. Everything's okay. And that's just my backstory. But what's cool though is that my father was also an artist, and I think that's where I got it from. Right? This love for art. I like black and white because it would be too pricey to. Yeah, you know what? That's probably why mangas is done that way. I believe what I heard is that mangas are done in black and white because of the printing cost, first of all, as well as the weekly Shonen Jump, weekly not Shonen Jump, but weekly releases requires you to print. I don't know how that works because I didn't really grow up in with manga. I just heard that. Sorry, my friends is chat. My friends wants to hang out. I'll hang out with them later. Um, Especially when we're talking about 100 pages. Yeah, I'm kind of looking for a printing company to print my own book. I kind of want to just do self-publishing and sell this thing in bookstores. I don't even know how to begin to approach that. Right, self-publishing. At the moment, I'm not thinking about it too much just yet because I'm still making my product. Right, I'm still writing the book or drawing the book. I finished writing it. Um, so yeah, I'll cross that bridge once I actually have something to show for. Really, guys, with these things, I'm sort of just making it up as I go. I am an expert when it comes to art, right? But for everything else, well, man, saying I'm an expert really just makes my hair kind of crawl. I don't know if I can call myself an expert. But what I'm trying to say is that I'm good at the art part of the business. But with everything else, I'm like a lost dog. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just making it up as I go.
Sotto le luci del porto, la sera parla piano, il mare scrive un segreto che solo il vento sa. Cammino lenta tra i vicoli, una finestra si chiude, profumo caldo di pioggia e di caffè nel buio. Resta con me tra le persiane e il vento sul mare. Se chiudo gli occhi ti vedo passare come una voce che non sa dormire. dormono in fila, una chitarra lontana canta parole perdute. Resta con me tra le persiane, il vento sul mare. Se chiudo gli occhi ti sento tornare calmo e vicino come la sera. Una finestra aperta, lenzuola bianche che danzano, io metto via le parole, lascio parlare il cuore, portami giù fin
All right,
dove
guys. I think I'm about done.
solo
I'm kind of tired. I want to take a little bit of a break, and tomorrow I'm going to review some of your portfolios. Hopefully, if somebody submits in my Discord, I'll I'll review some of your portfolio, right? And oh yeah, just an update with manga. I'll show you where I am right now because I'm quite further. I'm a little bit more than halfway. Again, in two or three more weeks, this thing should be finished. So yeah, most of my intros is done. I was a bit worried that there's not much conflict going on in the first chapter, right? It's just an introduction to my main character as well as the world around her and how she was found by this old man and his grandson, right? So there's three of them that lives in this house, and it's all showcased a little bit of her power, like her healing ability here. When her bandage is removed, there's no scarring, despite her injuries being like really bad here. Like you can see her skin is like peeling out, right? And let's skip ahead. Montage. I added this thing, by the way, if you guys remember this drawing. I added this introduction of what this place looks is called the Inahikari Plains. I know it kind of blocks this awesome energy thing, but at the same time, I was thinking it's not really the focus of this scene here, and I'm okay with that. It's still visible anyways. And introduction to my power system. This one I heavily revised this one so that it looks like they're still in the party in the ceremony because this is like a party, right? They're bringing food into this banquet thing that's being prepared. I still need to improve on this drawing. Really, it looks it looks pretty shit. I may have to redraw it. And so they're having fun, and now it looks like it's there's a connection. This is yeah, it's connecting to yeah. It feels natural because before it was a time skip. This took place in a different time, so now it feels more natural. And then she gets invited to go to a lake, and we see the lake here. Now this is the focal point of the panel, the energy thing. They're much more they're much closer, so the energy is a lot stronger. The shield, the barrier thing, and we see this lake that's kind of like sparkling because of the light um illuminating the water. He's like all impressed, and we get an explanation as to how the world came about. Great battle, right? I love this, by the way. This is a bit older. This is at least. Oh, you know what? I forgot to turn the layer on for their armor. It's supposed to be a little bit more shiny. Oh well, I know you notice something every day. But I did this last year for my first ever draft of my pages, right? At this introduction, and I just recycled it to be to have it here on this page. It's supposed to be a double page spread and more introduction to how the barrier came about. I need to improve on the drawing on this barrier. and she gets a bit more headache, a lot more flashback. Just glimpses. And we see somebody here, right? This eyes here looming in the flashback. That's supposed to be a bit of a foreshadowing of the Dredge King. Like it's looking at her through her memories. I'm not quite sure about this panel, right? Because I kind of overlapped her, and I used her body as a separation, as a panel separation between this panel and this panel. But looking at it now, it looks really out of place. To be honest with you, I think I should have just made a clear line there. We can still do that. So they're like, "Oh, you're fine, right? Okay, let's go. This is a lake after all. We're gonna go for a dip." And they go jumping, except for her. This one is a auxiliary page. I need to revise this page quite a lot. So that's where I am. 32 pages, 33, 32, 32 pages of manga, which means I have another 18 page to go. No, no, no. Yeah, something like that. 18 page to go, which will take 3 or 4 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how fast I can work on it. Um, but I need to allot a week or two of revisions, right? So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream now, guys. Thank you everybody for watching. You guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Yeah, we'll be streaming again at the same time tomorrow. Have a nice day, guys.